Okay, so let's start a reading vlog because I finished a couple things and I'm in the middle of a couple things, so let's talk about it. I from the last vlog, if you were following along, I was reading Famine, and I have in fact finished this since then. I finished the last chunk, and because of how this ended, I immediately wanted to continue on to the finale, Death. And so I read all of this. And I did not update because I was just like too into it. I was too into it, and like I almost like cried so many times. And if I come on here, I probably would have just been crying. And that's kind of oh my god, I'm crying, tearing up just thinking about it. Like, this book was so intense, and I gave it 5 stars. Like, okay, because this is the Four Horsemen series. Oh my god, like, I first off, Death is a character. Death is a character. I mean, they all are, but like, their personalities all range. Like Famine, he was kind of an asshole. He was probably my least favorite horseman, just because he did not give a shit. He does not give a shit. He's rude. He does not care. He's rude. He does not care at all. But Death is honestly like, he's emo for a reason. Like, I feel like he has a bigger heart than Famine does. Like, he's just like, Death is a good dude. He doesn't like having to be the person that does all this shit, and that, like, I don't know, like, for being so close to humans and always being there when people die, he doesn't, like, know humans that well. So, so there was a little bit of that, like there was with Pestilence, and then of, like, he just don't know, but then once he starts putting it together, he's like, well, now I'm only gonna give you, like, the best, and blah, blah, blah. So, like, yes, it's the love interest. He's, like, real good. But then he also was like, well, but I still have to do my duty. And I feel like he was the most committed to his duty, because at the point where most of them, like in the other three, where it was kind of repetitive, where they all caved, he was like, nah. Nah. And I, like, like, he's the most, like, trying to do everything out of all of them, because he's like, well, I'm better than all of them because I'm the final decision maker, and like, but then at the same time, he was like ready to kidnap this girl, basically. I'm like, damn, dude, you just like, he's like, I kind of know what's up, and so I'm all in, and he was just ready to snatch this girl up. Oh my god, which sounds crazy, but at the same time, it's like, it's not as bad as it sounds, honestly, because I mean, he didn't, he immediately knew that was gonna be his lady, but he wasn't like, he like felt the instinct to snatch her, but he didn't. And then, like, their whole cat and mouse game, basically, because she ends up chasing him, and then he's chasing her, and it's like a whole thing of, like, back and forth. And like, I like the dynamic was good, because it's not just like, a lot of them were like, oh, well, you're just gonna have trouble with me now. This one, it was a lot more like come and go, a lot more stabby stabby. Shanky shanky. Yeah, I loved it. This was such a good conclusion. All the horsemen come back into this one, so, like, you do have to read it in order, because you need to have that, like, backstory and context. But oh my god, this was so good. It was such a good conclusion. It was such a good conclusion, and I gave it 5 stars. And, like, yes, I'm so glad that I have physical copies of this, because I just know that at some point I will be rereading this. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. I loved it. So after that, after being in my feels over those, I was like, shit, what do I do now? So, I I did make some more progress on the other book that I was talking about, which was, Where Dreams Fall, I think. I haven't read that much more of it yet. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not that much, but it is starting to get, more interesting in that. Like, the stakes are getting a little higher. I mean, it's kind of predictable at the beginning of, like, what's gonna happen, because they pretty much even call it out themselves, like, oh, that's what's happening, right? So it's not like that surprising, I feel like. But anyway, but like, that one I've only read a little bit, so we'll see. But I also started this manga that I just got, or manhwa, I guess. Yeah, because it's on, this is on Webtoons. So I'll probably end up reading the rest of it on there, but like, yeah, this edition is just really pretty. And so, it's deceptively pretty though, because like, it's cute, but they're crazy. The people in this, the family that is mentioned, or like is the main characters in this, I'm not even that far. Like, I'm not even 100 pages into this, and like, they're nuts. This family is certifiably crazy. And so, I kind of thought it was gonna be like more slice of lifey, like blah 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 whatever, and like maybe like cutesy and boring, but I guess not boring, but like more cutesy. I thought maybe it was gonna be more cutesy. It is not cutesy. These are people are nuts. These people are genuinely mentally ill, and yeah, they trapped a mermaid. They trapped a mermaid, and the girl is obsessed with that merman, and that's kind of where we got. Like, she was keeping him in a tank in her room and kind of like threatening him with torture and stuff. That's crazy work. It's crazy work. Like, these people are not, this is not sane people behavior at all. And then, the next book that I started, I haven't gone very far. I think I'm like one chapter into this so far. Yeah, just one chapter in because I want to get the feel. But I need to finish this before it's due to the library. So I have started Jade City, which it already starts with action, which is like a fun way to start. Like, they don't really spend a lot of time explaining things so far. They just kind of throw you into the action, and I like when it's like that, when it's a little bit more paced out, so that way you get a little bit of information, a little bit of like stuff actually happening, like stories actually moving. So far, so good. This one, Jade is like, as far as I can tell, Jade is like gold to us. Like, everyone's like, ooh, I gotta get that gold, gotta get that money, gotta get the cash. But in this, like, I guess jade is the big thing, like, more than, like, diamonds or any other gems. Jade is the thing, but I think it might also be, like, a drug. Like, people can sense it and get, like, picked up on it. Like, I don't know, it's very intense. Oh, okay, yeah. It's used to enhance their abilities. That's why. So yeah, people pick up on it, and so it's like very valuable in this world. And that's kind of as much as I got from like the first chapter, but so far so good. I think this is gonna be so far it seems like it's gonna be high stakes, high action, which I'm into that. I'm into that. I feel like I started something else even. Oh yes, I have been. After finishing Death, I was like, okay, I guess now's a good time to also maybe read like a non-fantasy book, because that was so intense. The stakes were so high. It was literally the apocalypse, right? Literally the end of humanity in that. So I went from that to like, okay, let me start like, I guess, a contemporary. And so I'm finally listening to the audiobook of so yeah, this one is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. So I had really liked the other two books. I think this is like the Skyland series. I had liked the other two books. And then so I started this one, which this one's Hendrix POV, because it's been going through like the whole friend group. And so far I kind of like this one the least. Unfortunately, like, I don't know. I guess I liked the drama of the second one, and then the first one was just like so emotional, and this one like is too in its own way. But I don't know, like, so far the stakes are pretty low in this one. Like, there's less like chaos and drama, I guess. Like, this one feels like more of like a more normal, like, mature relationship. Like, the people in it are like mature, and so far there's not like a whole lot of drama. Well, except for I think the one lady, I think the ex-girlfriend is gonna be she's already a little crazy. She's already a little crazy. Like, she's already expecting unrealistic shit from the get-go. I'm just like, that's not reasonable behavior from the ex-girlfriend. So I kind of think like she's gonna throw a wrench into things, because she's also a business partner to Hendrix. And I'm just like, I feel like she is going to be the one that makes this messy, like the third party thing, because she doesn't want to like let go of her ex. Which, fair enough to a degree, because she expected unrealistic things from the get-go. But, and so this relationship really should have just never happened with her and the ex. But with the ex and her, but like, because he laid out what he wanted and he was very honest about it, and then she just like, she did the thing that people do where they're like, oh, maybe they'll cave into what I want. I'm like, no, No, just go about your business and find somebody that wants the same shit as you. Like, but she couldn't let it go. She couldn't let it go. She's one of those people. So, I think she's gonna make it messy. I think she's gonna make it really messy. And you know, they lived together. The relationship was kind of like serious. Like they lived together. She kind of helped raise his daughter. So, you know, it's not a clean cut situation. And I think it's gonna cause drama. But I'm like almost halfway through, and there has been no drama of that sort yet. But you can tell that she's still in her feels and still butthurt, and I need her to get over it. And because he's moving on, as he should. Like honestly, he should have dumped her too, because he could tell. It sounds like him and his daughter both knew that it wasn't gonna last forever with this lady. And I'm like, then just he should have just dumped her. Like I don't. He should have dumped her sooner, probably. But it is what it is at this point. So, anyways, that's that. And but it, like the sad part about it is that Hendrix's mom has Alzheimer's, and so she's having to deal with that, and so he's helping her navigate that. And so yeah, there were some like very sad scenes of dealing with all of that. And so you know, that's like the more hardcore part of this so far. And yeah, it's sad. I mean, and like he's gone through it with like, was it his grandpa or his dad or something? So yeah, like Maverick the guy, he's like already dealt with this, and so he's trying to like help her with it, which is like really sweet. So that part's been nice. But I don't know, like I just don't like it as much as the other ones. I don't know, but yeah, so far they seem like wholesome and together, like they're a good couple. So we're just gonna see where it goes. But anyways, yeah, so that's where it's at. It's kind of all over the place. And then I haven't forgot about this. I'm not forgot about this, but I really need to finish that arc. Because yeah, because that arc that I'm reading on my Kindle, that one comes out, I believe, on St. Patrick's Day, so March 17th. So by the time you see this vlog, I think that's going to be up and available for purchase if you want. So we'll see. The jury's still out on that one, but it is starting to get more interesting. But we'll see. Y'all, I'm worried for Andon. Anyways, so I'm about like coming up on the 200 page mark, and I am so far concerned for our character Andon over here, because I don't think he is going to do well with the Jade. Like there's so much not in his favor just based on how his parents went, and what happened to his mom was horrific. But they're all like, "Ooh, but she had so much power." But was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'm very worried for this child. But we're gonna find out. This book is getting so good. Like, they're going, it's, you know, gang war type stuff. And they're getting, like, in each other's shit. And basically, like, there's betrayal. There's, you know, people getting unalive. There's all kinds of stuff going on. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of craziness. And I'm here for it now. Like, this is getting so interesting. I kind of think that something that happened might not be for real, but we're gonna find out. Because I don't know. I have questions. I'm still worried about certain characters, because now that it's like a clan war, shit's getting really intense, obviously. Like, shit's popping off. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep, listening to the audiobook while I play Pokopia. It took me a little bit to get to that point where I could listen to the audiobook solely, because you know, there's a lot of characters. So you know, if you're gonna read this, I do recommend having an eyeball copy at least at the beginning and help me keep it straight. But anyways, I'm gonna go back to Pokopia. I'm about to finish this, and we're gonna go to the library, and I'm gonna try to pick up books 2 and 3, because I'm at the very end of this, and I'm definitely gonna keep going with the series. But anyways, I'll do the update on this one after we come back, so that way I can do the whole setup. Okay, so I finished reading Jade City. Well, actually, I have like an hour left on the audiobook, so let's talk about it right now. But I ended up getting really into that book. Like the beginning of it, it was kind of rough because there's like two sides in this like Green Bone Jade war, except it's not a war. So there's like two opposing families, kind of like mafia family style, where it's like, well, our family is gonna destroy your family, and we want to have control of all the jade because with the jade, when people wear it, it like boosts up your abilities, and people can do like some magic and stuff with it, and it's an enhancer. But instead of like regular like steroids or something that people shoot up, it's just stones that they wear and then it boosts them up. But then if you wear too much jade, that's a problem, and people basically kind of can like OD on it. They get the itches, and it causes mood swings, and basically it still acts like a drug, and it can still mess people up. But like everything is tied up around that stuff. So both sides, there's like if you're a green bone, like ooh, now you can basically fight real good, and it's like a whole thing. And then they there's like should we there's like a whole debate of like exporting it to other countries of people that are like not green bones, and that but then there's some people that aren't sensitive to it, but some people are, and like it's different, and basically it's basically just like drugs but but rocks that you don't shoot up. So basically everybody's kind of tweaking. Anyways, so there's like two families that have like their green bone warriors, whatever, and so basically they're all just gangsters. Like they just learn to fight real good, and then they just like fight each other. Except because they're both trying to have control over certain areas of the city, and it's like affecting the whole country. It sounds like, and it's a whole lot. So they're both just like there's two warring sides at this point because basically this first book is them how they fall into a war between them, which is kind of inevitable. Like if there's two sides in one country, it's kind of obvious that like one side's gonna try to take over. That was just kind of obvious to me, but that's where it goes. And so this book is like just setting all of that up, and it's sad, and people already have sad backstories, and just like you see that transition from peace time to war, and like what it's already costing people even from the get-go. And yeah, it sucks. So basically I mean, I wouldn't say it's full-blown civil war, but because like they kind of have like a code where they leave people out of it. They leave like the non-green bones out of it. It's supposed to be just like green bone on green bone, except some of them are going kind of extreme and making it like affect more normal people too. And just like the circumstances of how everything is going is crazy work. So yeah, it's like very political in that kind of sense. And so I'm into it, and I picked up the next two books from the library, so I'm ready to roll. Because, yeah, I'm going to finish this last hour of the audiobook, and that's going to be it. And then I'm just going to keep moving right along because this is a completed series, and so I just would like to complete it, before all the information flies out of my head, because this is definitely something that, like, if you don't keep up with it, like, kind of quick, I can see like losing a lot of information and a lot of the finer details, especially because there is so many characters and to keep like track of all their backstories. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. And I'm concerned for a few characters, and like it's just crazy how this all started. But yeah, I'm invested. And I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going and let y'all know how that goes after that. Okay, so I did some more readings, as we figured I was gonna be doing, because that's what this is. But I finished the Merman Trapped in My Lake, and basically, this whole story, like, I thought kind of that we were gonna be in the past for the whole story, and that it was all like a flashback in the beginning, just a setup. But it turns out this whole book is literally like telling you the backstory, so how you can understand what's gonna happen in the future. But it took this whole book to tell you the backstory, and now we're in the present time, And I think, you know, a lot more stuff's about to go down because you need that context. And now I'm like shit. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna keep reading this on Webtoons and then see from there. But these people crazy. These people crazy, and the kingdom basically like was under attack and all this stuff. Like their family lost their dukedom and then trying to get it back, and it's the backstory is intense. But this girl was obsessed with a mermaid that they found somehow as merman. It's crazy work. So yeah, I gave that like 3.5. It's just, I don't know, like some webtoons I get real sucked in at the beginning, but this one I think it's building up a little slower, and so maybe I'll get more into it after. But I don't know. That one, it's like I'm interested enough to keep going, but it's not like crack. Okay, like a lot of webtoons have been sometimes for me. Well, sometimes I guess. But anyways, um, I obviously finished Jade City because I started Jade War. I'm already 100 pages into this. Like, I'm invested. I am invested in this. And the way that the last one ended, I was just like, that last hour, like, it hit. It hit. I was so ready to just immediately pick this up. And then, but, you know, I made myself do some other stuff. But, yeah, so now I'm 100 pages into this, and I'm obviously just going to keep going. Because this one actually starts, like, a year later. So there's, like, a year gap. And then, so kind of in the beginning, they're kind of explaining some of that backstory of, like, stuff that was going on and kind of wrapping up stuff that was happening in the other one. And, you know, kind of, you know, it was a somewhat uneventful year, I guess. But now we're going more, we're, like, expanding more. So now the story is less local. And, like, in the first book, in Jade City, they mentioned a lot about how they're talking with, or like how people are selling jade to like other countries, and how they start to mention like how the government is like the local government is like also growing concerned about like their activities in their country, and you know, basically like relations with other countries, and if it's like if this war between them is gonna end up spiraling into like, you know, conflict with other countries as well and stuff. So it's becoming like a more international political issue at this point. And so this book, we're starting to go, you know, more global, I guess. It's going more outside. The issues are sprawling to outside of the country. I mean, they already kind of like were a bit intertwined, but now you're seeing more of it here so far. And I'm only 100 pages in. So, you know, I'm very interested to see how this is about to blow up. Because I think people are about to do some crazy shit. Like, you know, obviously that the first book was crazy. And people are about to do more crazy shit, especially because Hilo, oh my god, Hilo being the pillar, his brother was a lot more, what is it, had more of an even temperament, and so he wasn't as easy to be, like, upset or to make, like, oh my god, to make like emotional decisions. Hilo, on the other hand, oh my god. Hilo is emotion central. Like, boy pops off. He's like, I don't give a shit how his brother did it, and blah blah blah. I don't, bro, this shit's about to be crazy. So I'm ready to continue that, but we're gonna keep talking about that in the next vlog, because that's that. Oh, also, just as a side note, I did continue reading Where Dreams Fall, but that book, it turns out it's not coming out until the end of the month, so I've decided, so I'm slowing my roll again, because I really want to focus on you know, the Green Bone Saga. It's good. So I'm gonna keep reading that, and you know, slowly making my way through that arc. But yeah, it's actually coming out at the end of the month now, so you know, no rush anymore. But anyways, yeah, I'll see y'all next time.